How you doing? It's a pleasure. Have a great day. I need you November 5th. How's it going? Thank you, man. Oh, thank you. I need you November 5th. In fact, what I'm going to do is I want to create programs that keep people out of the criminal justice system.
For a guy who really seems to get it, there's one thing Ken Thompson seems not to get: being an underdog. And for a guy who doesn't get it, he's accomplished something nobody has in Brooklyn since 1911: defeat a district attorney who's still in office. Robert Morgenthau is our example that standing DAs leave office when they decide to leave. Re-elections are practically a given. So when Thompson announced he was running against six-term Charles Hynes, in office since 1989, few took notice. But in the months and year to come, Thompson worked his way to become what many consider the biggest surprise of this election year, defeating Hynes in the primaries in September by 10 points, and then last night by 50 points.
When Ken Thompson becomes a new Brooklyn district attorney, who should be most afraid?
The people who are carrying guns on the streets of Brooklyn, the people who are walking the streets of Brooklyn seeking to commit rapes, seeking to rob, seeking to kill. I'm going to go after them aggressively.
It was a moment to celebrate another New York success story. Born one of three sons to Clara Thompson, the single mother raised her boys in Harlem public housing while becoming an NYPD officer in 1973. She was one of the first female police officers to go on patrol. The roots of public service she instilled in her son.
You know, I'm someone who was raised by a single mother who struggled to take care of three young children in the projects. My mother fought to give us a better life, so she believed over 40 years ago that she could make a difference, and she did.
After NYU law, he went on to the Treasury Department, married his wife, who he fell in love with in college. Today, they have two children and live in Brooklyn. Thompson would eventually become a federal prosecutor, during which one case would emerge that would absolutely stun our city.
Walls of racism, they must come down!
In 1997, Abner Louima was brought to a police precinct bathroom where the most detestable brutality would follow. The case went federal. Police officers were the target, and the case was placed in the hands of a lawyer whose mother was an NYPD officer.
That was a milestone in my career, and I'm someone who feels very strongly that we must support the police, but we must also hold the police accountable at times when they do wrong. She never said one word about his money.
Starting his own firm after leaving the U.S. Attorney's office, Thompson over the years has taken on high-profile cases. Straight talk while a fierce advocate for his clients, including the maid in the Dominique Strauss-Kahn case. Upsetting Hynes in the primaries would be a crowning achievement. After the surprising margin, Hynes and his camp conceded on primary night, promising an easy transition, even office space.
I've just spoken to Ken Thompson. I wished him great success. I told him I would work with him on an orderly and a good transition.
But in a stunning surprise, Thompson's celebration would have to wait. Hynes, in a matter of weeks, rescinded his concession and decided he would run against Thompson again, but using the Republican and conservative tickets on Election Day.
Did it surprise you that then he got back in?
It did, because the night that we won, he called me to concede, and he gave a concession speech where he said that he was going to work on a smooth transition with me, give me office space, because we had to keep the people of Brooklyn safe. And I took him at his word.
As Hynes rescinded his concession, support behind the 78-year-old steadily defected.
It doesn't matter whether you're black, white, or purple, green. As long as there's injustice, it's always be a voice for those that just speak.
Abner Louima now lives in Florida, considered reclusive. Upon learning of Thompson's run, traveled up to campaign on his behalf. And support for the prominent lawyer emerged from a diverse range of supporters.
Wishing the best of luck for all the people that live in Brooklyn, because I think they're going to be in good hands with Ken, because I think his heart is in the right place.
Last night, as the vote count rolled in, Thompson would beat Hynes for a second time in as many months, and Hynes would concede for the second time in as many months. But this time, Thompson would not wait to take the phone call. Instead, he took to the stage, the first African-American elected to become the district attorney of Brooklyn.
For any little boy or little girl who may be seeing this from public housing, I want you to know that there's greatness within you, that you can do great things with your life. Don't listen to those who say you can't. The key is you must work hard, you must believe that you can do it, and you must never give up. I'm an example of that. God bless you all.